Hello everyone, my name is Endor, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Youtooz Ruined Critters. Wow, I ran out of breath really fast there. But yeah, these guys were released for a very limited time, I think back in December, and well, now they're finally here, and these are like the only Ruined Critters to exist in plushie form, which I find quite intriguing, but hey, not much else to say except let's get into it. And remember folks, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps show your support for the channel in a big way, and I thank you all so much. But anyways, let's get back into the video! And how about we start off with Ruined DogDay here. In fact, how about we take a look at his tag to see what they're called. So thanks for collecting me, Poppy Playtime or Ruined DogDay. And you can even see up here on his little tag, the artwork has his arm a little bit ripped up, like it is here. And basically in this review, we're not really going to be taking a look at the normal, just like, oh, how do they do the critter in this plush form? Because we kind of get that. We've gotten a lot of like smiling critter plushies over the year and a half, ever since chapter 3 released. We're taking a look at all the ruined bits to see exactly how they accomplish the ruined look. And as you can see, a lot of it involves stuffing everywhere. A lot of ripped up tears. Back here looks pretty good. Doesn't look all that messed up, although the colors on these ruined critters are very drab, purposefully so. Like they're very desaturated compared to the normal ones, just to give them more of that dirty, unclean feel, because they are very dirty and unclean and ruined. Let's take a look at some of the stuffing parts. This material feels like wool, I guess. Kind of like a wool you get on some kind of sheep plush of some kind. I'm not really sure what kind of examples I can give. Maybe like Woolly from Amanda the Adventurer, because I'm pretty sure that's probably got plushies, right? But yep, as we got here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stuffing parts. Did I count? Wait, hold on. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 ruined stuffing parts here. For DogDay, the charm is very like grayed out, if you can tell. Like the colors are so desaturated, it's really funny. But I mean, it makes sense. And of course, you have up here the eyes. The eyes on the Ruined Critters, I prefer much better over the other Smiling Critter Youtooz, because the Youtooz eye thing is like actually black, like dark and black, and it makes it harder to see. And it actually adds depth to the eye, because of course, as you can see with this thing, it's supposed to be like the eye's been teared off or fallen off at some point with these guys living in play care. And it adds depth into the eye, so it looks very sunken compared to the originals. And of course you have here little spray. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Ears is very funny on this DogDay. They're like very flappy. Like they're very long and flappy. I don't remember there being this flappy and long in the like original DogDay Youtooz. But yeah, how about we move on to the next... Oh, wait, hold on. One more thing. Let's take a look here. Ruined DogDay like tag. Nice and colorful, but of course you can see the damage on them. And of course here we have the Playtime Co logo. So that's pretty cool. Let's move on to Craftycorn. And next up here, we have Ruined Craftycorn. And I gotta say, this might be my favorite of the set, but I think that might be unintentionally. And I'll mention that in just a moment. But let's take a look around Craftycorn. Let's take a look at the tag. Thanks for collecting me, Poppy Playtime, Ruined Craftycorn. And of course, damaged hooves up there. Let's take a look at the artwork thing here. Pretty cool. I really like these ruined ones, like better compared to the normal Smiling Critters Youtooz. They just have a lot more unique charm to them, you know, considering they're the only ruined critter plushies we have. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. My hand looks really big in this perspective. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this. I have the camera at like 0.5 zoom in, but like zoom out, I guess. 0.5 zoom out, because if I were to zoom in, it would make it really hard to see, because the critters would be really close to the camera, because they were in the original video. But anyway, the point being that we have here a lot more damaged parts to this Craftycorn. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like I counted something twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 9. 9 pieces of stuffing damage to this poor Craftycorn. And I will say, I think another reason for this being my favorite, or actually I don't think I mentioned it being my favorite at all, for any particular reason, is because mine is lopsided. I don't know if you can tell, but let me, I'm going to sit her down here, and her head is really big and leans to the right. And I feel like that adds a lot of charm to it, if you ask me. She can barely hold herself together to the point where she might fall. And of course, it looks like she fell backwards, so she won't be falling anytime soon. But if I put her right here, she's gonna, yep, she goes to the right. That's a lot of fun. And of course, we have here the charm, which looks like it has a bite taken out of the green part. Probably a Nightmare Critter's doing, if we were to being honest. Or maybe just another critter who just got really hungry. And of course, the eyes, basically the same as DogDay's, even the same placement of this thing, which of course shows the eye was torn off, which sounds very painful. She probably has the same bald spot as the original Craftycorn. She does indeed have the same bald spot, which is very funny. I don't know why they have bald spots for the Craftycorn. But anyways, we got here the hair, and just the same thing. Basically, the back of these Nightmare Critters... Wait, what? No, not Nightmare Critters. The back of these Ruined Critters is, I guess, mostly the same compared to the originals. So, not much to say there. Although, I'm pretty sure you've noticed, this Craftycorn looks incredibly, incredibly dirty. And it, again, another part of it to be my favorite of the trio. She straight up just looks gray. She does not look white. She is gray as heck. She looks like you could sit her down and leave her alone on a shelf for a year, and on the gray fur, you would not notice any dust at all. She already looks like she's covered in dust, and that's really funny to me. And of course, very fitting. And of course, we have here the horn. Horn, I think, is just, a dark gray horn. I think in the original was a light gray. But yeah, not much else to say about this Craftycorn. How about we move on to Ruined CatNap? And here he is, the main man himself. And I gotta say, this CatNap is pretty cool too. The colors, it doesn't look as drab compared to DogDay and CatNap, or Craftycorn. The ruined versions. It doesn't look nearly as drab from my perspective. I don't know if it looks drabber to you in your perspective, but to me, it looks a little less desaturated. But of course, we have here the tag with the artwork, which is really cool. I really like these little tag things with their artwork on them, because it just kind of shows a little bit more of the detail in case you don't notice it on the plush. And of course, thanks for collecting me, Ruined CatNap. So that's pretty cool, and that pretty neat CatNap. Let's see how many points of stuffing damage he's got. He got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that just 1? Yeah, it looks like 1 continuous one. 5, 6, and of course the surprise one, 7. He's actually got something a little bit different on the back. And otherwise would be exactly the same as the original CatNap's plush build. But anyways, he's also got his little hanging thing here, the thing that connected his eye to his head, on the left side compared to the right, like on the other two. And his charm, I'm pretty sure the charm is just a little bit bent because of the addition of the stuffing, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to be bent, in the context of the design. I don't think it is. Maybe we can tell here on the charm. It looks like it's supposed to be a normal moon with ripping tear damage on the bottom. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be a normal moon design. So it's not ruined technically. It's just ruined from the design of the plush. And of course, not really much else to say. I think you get the idea. The only thing I guess worth mentioning with this CatNap is that I think they did the nose differently, because I'm pretty sure in the original, the nose was just kind of placed like this here, but it looks like it's got a slightly darker black fabric that's also fuzzier. Can you tell? Let me get a little bit closer. I don't think it's possible to tell on the camera, but the nose is a slightly different fabric that's darker than the mouth, which they did not do on the original Youtooz. But anyways, how about we take a look at all these nice, adorable little ruined critters together and give a general consensus. And there we go, the new trio set of ruined critters reviewed and accounted for. Which one is your favorite? I would say, of course, mine being Craftycorn. But what about the rest of you guys? Because I'm not sure if mine is just, could be some bias just because of how funny and wonky it looks. I mean, you can even tell sitting next to the other two, her head looks bigger. And keep in mind, I'm angling it like this way, and the head still looks a little bit bigger. But, and of course, she's wobbled to the side. Her stitching is very weirdly done, and it makes her look even more ruined, but that kind of adds to the charm. But anyways, which one is your favorite, and what do you think of the Ruined Critters plushies? Let me know in the comments down below. And well, goodbye everyone.